Hello, I'm Dr. Brian Thomas here at the Institute for Creation Research Discovery Center. I'm in the main lobby, and we're looking at one of our displays of dinosaurs. These are replicas, but they're shaped exactly like the original fossils. Dinosaurs were real. They're no longer alive today, but this set of fossils was discovered together, and it's a velociraptor and a protoceratops. And they were discovered in Mongolia not that long ago, and they were discovered in middle of a fight. Actually, in the real one, the protoceratops forearm was in the mouth of the velociraptor forearm was in the mouth of the protoceratops. Did I say that right? We put them the other way around, just for it illustrates the same thing. This just looks a little cooler. By the way, that is Velociraptor, and Hollywood makes it 10 times bigger, but that's the actual size. One of the reasons we have this on display in our lobby is to illustrate two truths that we see from Scripture. Number one, even though at the end of creation week, God said, behold, he looked at everything he made, and he said it was very good. Well, animals fighting one another and eating one another, biting one another, diseases, these are not very good. Death is not very good. And that's why we go right to Genesis chapter 3, where God, in Genesis, describes for us the origin of death, disease, and violence, and of sin. Sin is the origin. So sin, Adam and Eve committed, and God had to judge that because he's a righteous God. And he said, okay, if you're going to keep living in this world, I got to change the whole world to make it suitable for people who are going to die. And so death was introduced, and it's now no longer a very good creation. The second truth that this guy illustrates is the truthfulness of Genesis chapter 6, which gives us the reason why God judged the world that then was, which perished, being flooded with water. The whole world perished, even the animals, even the people. What was the reason? Scripture says there in Genesis 6 that the world was filled with violence. People were violent. Animals were violent. Animals were violent. And these fighting dinosaurs illustrate that animal violence. God didn't like it, so he blew the whistle on the whole ball of wax, so to speak. Mixed metaphors there. He said no more. And one day he's going to say no more to everything evil, and he's going to make a new heavens and a new earth, wherein we will have no more fighting animals, no more fighting people, no more fighting or crying or any of that stuff. That's our hope, and that comes from the Bible. So what we see in the fossils confirms that the flood would have made these. The flood was real, that it was violent back then, extra super violent, and the violence of the flood, the pre-flood time was real. That's in the fossils. And because we have assurance that the judgment on that world really happened, we have assurance that the future judgment will also really happen. And so we encourage everyone who comes here to the Discovery Center to examine your own heart and make sure you're ready for that day when you have to give an account to your Creator. I'm trying to get ready every day. And if you like this kind of content, then please share it and comment below. And of course, consider donating to the Institute for Creation Research, where we examine the science that supports Scripture.